Today we are discussing about the last task, which is the 7th task of Cognifyz Power BI internship. In this task, we have to combine insight into a dashboard. The objective of this task is create a comprehensive dashboard incorporating our insights. There are 5 steps that involved in this task. Firstly, we have to design a dashboard, design an innovative dashboard layout in Power BI, and then incorporate insight, include visualization for all the previous analysis in the dashboard, and interactivity, add interactive elements of exporting the data. Further key findings, summarize major insight derived from the analysis, and at the last, finalization, polish the dashboard for the professional appearance and user-friendly experience. As I asked previously that I'm using the separate file for all of the tasks. That is the reason it take a little bit more time for making this task. But if you can do all the tasks into the same file, then it is very easy for you just to copy and paste the dashboard, copy and paste the visuals that we make in our previous task. So let's start our task. I'm using get data and then text.csv file, and then connect, and I get the data where I save. And then I load my data into Power BI desktop. It takes little bit time for loading. I'm making the background of the canvas into light gray and then setting transparency into 50. Now I'm setting the title of our dashboard. And now I'm changing the page 1 into final dashboard. Page name into final dashboard. Here we see this is of the first task in which I'm using the 3 visuals, like individual by saving objective, like count of gender by what is your saving objective, and then average age and investment avenue. I'm not including the 7 elements of investment choices, as when we're making the task 1, I already described that you either can use investment avenue by donut chart or either by visual cards. For that time in the task 1, we are using the visual cards because it's better for our dashboard at the task 1. But now at this time, we don't want it to make a lot of rush into our data, into our dashboard. So that is the reason I've been choosing investment avenue by count of gender by using a donut chart. Here you can see that we make the first visual of count of gender by what is your saving objective. You might be considered as individuals by saving objective. You can see this in the first task as individual by saving objective. And now I'm using the investment avenue by setting investment avenue into legend and gender into values. When we make all our charts, I can change the name of the title of these visuals. But firstly, we select all the charts that we need. And now I am use Bayer for average age, using the same function as we use in task 1, like average of using average and then our dataset name and then age. As I asked you previously, that if you made all the video into a single file, in all the tasks, you perform all the tasks into a single file, it is much more easy to you to make all these visuals because you do not need to rewrite the measures, but I'm making the separate file for each task, so that is the reason I'm rewriting the measures. And here is our average age. Now for the task second. We are using the second visual like sum of equity mark, mutual fund and government bonds by gender, and we can't use the first visual as it is. We're using the measure for females, how many females in our data set, how many males in our data set. As I described in the task 2, that either you can represent this data into form of a column chart, or you can either use a measure for females and males in our data set. At the time of task 2, we can use a visual representation by using a column chart of our data set, but now this time we use a measures of how many females and how many males in our data set by using a visual card, because this is better representation at this time. Now I'm just calculating the measure for females by using the count row and then filter, and then in the gender section for females. And I'm using the same measure for male just by copy and pasting and replacing female with male. Now I representing my data of male and female in the term of visual cards, but before that I'm just making the size of values in our visual card into small size, because this way we can better represent our data. Now you can see that we have 25 male and 15 females. The same data is represented in task 2 in the form of column charts. Now we are moving toward our third task. In the third task, we are choosing the two visual like avenue by objective and avenue as a filter. We are not defining the Pearson correlation in selecting. We are not selecting the Pearson correlation for our final dashboard, because avenue and objective clearly describe our task, so we did not need it. Here we have count of avenue by objective, and now I am using the filter for avenue. and I'm setting this filter into tile instead of vertical is the style of this filter. Now for the task 4, we are using avenue by invest monitor and avenue by duration, and we use the avenue filter previously, so we do not need to rewrite this filter again. So I'm using the two filters, or sorry, the two visuals of avenue by invest monitor and avenue by duration. By setting duration into x-axis and avenue into y-axis. I'm just copy and pasting the same visual, and now this time I replace duration with invest monitor. And from task 5, we are choosing reason mutual filter and reason mutual by duration and the reason mutual by invest monitor. This in this task we're just only choosing the filter of reason mutual. As you can see that we have two visuals of column chart of reason mutual by duration, reason mutual by investment monitor, but we previously used investment monitor and duration into a column by avenue. As you can see, just for your clarification, I'm making the same visuals like reason mutual with avenue, reason mutual with duration, and reason mutual with invest monitor, just to understand that we do not need to use it again. I think so we can do this in our previous tab. I'm copy and pasting our first filter and then replacing avenue with mutual, reason mutual. Just for your understanding, I'm choosing the reason mutual by invest monitor and reason mutual by duration. And you can see if you use both the filters, the result is same for avenue by duration and avenue by invest monitor and reason mutual by duration and reason mutual by invest monitor. Now here you can see if we use the filter of fund diversification, then the value for avenue by invest duration is same, and As you can see, the count of recent mutual by duration, both the values are same. So we did not need to use the count of recent mutual by duration and count of recent mutual by duration, because we're using the count of avenue by invest monitor count of duration, and they both are representing the same type of data, to us. So that is the reason we just removing it. So we just did not need to make a lot of rush in our dashboard. So we just keep the count of avenue by duration and count of avenue by invest monitor. For now, for the task 6, I'm using avenue by sources, and instead of using source by avenue and source filter, I'm just using the avenue filter. But we can use it, we can make it in our dashboard already, so we did not need to remake it again. So I'm just using the column of avenue by sources. By setting sources into x-axis and avenue into y-axis. So this is all the elements, all the visuals and filters and visual cards that we can use in our dashboard. Now if we can click on fund diversification, our whole data set represent the data according to fund diversification. Firstly, I'm just rearranging my all the visuals. Now I'm just changing count of gender by what you're receiving objective data into a donut chart. I wanted to make the count of avenue by sources and count of avenue by objective into a bar chart rather than to be a column chart. Now I'm opening the data labels for all of my visuals. I'm making data labels into outside and for all of the visuals. Sorry, outside of that. And now, because all our data labels are in the form of numbers, so we do not need percentage, because if we use a percentage in two columns and in the four other two, if we use a percentage in two of the donut chart and the four other or five other visuals don't have percentage, so it's not that much more good. Now I'm changing the name of our columns according to requirement. And now I am removing the y-axis, a title of y-axis. For sum of equity marked sum of government bond and mutual fund by gender, and then removing the y-axis and title of y-axis for all of my bar charts. And I'm removing y-axis and title of y-axis for my column chart, and x-axis and title of x-axis for my bar chart, just for better representation. Now I'm going to my insert tab and then into images, and I'm selecting the few images into my PC and set it into average age, and I'm same using the representation of male and female. You can find these images into Google by free, either by the Canva or either by the Pixabay, and there are so many other resources that you can do. You just simply have to download these images and going into Power BI, going into insert tab, and then going to images tab, and then select the images. It is just for the better representation of our dashboard. If you did not wanted to select these images, you cannot do that. This is not a necessary task. Now, if you click on the equity, our whole dashboard represents the data about equity. And now you put Click on the fixed deposit and you can see the reason mutual also represent the same data according to the filter that you are using. If you wanted to remove the filter, you just double click and your filter is being removed. This is all about of the final task, uh, like task 7, in which you have to make a final dashboard. I'm really sorry about that. I'm using the task 6, like final dashboard. This is actually the task 7, the final dashboard, but just by mistake I'm using task 6. Task 6. If you wanted to change the color of all visuals in the dashboard, you can do that by your own, just by going on the view tab and select the whichever color is better for your dashboard. And this is all about our final task, task 7 of Cognifyz Power BI internship. Thank you.